I'm a stranger, all willing and able to do what you want. You think I'm a thing.
Good morning, Smarter Options. Ice King here. Let's start looking at the market. I just want to actually a little commentary here, just real quick, just tell you guys. Just to talk about what's going on in the market right now, right? Okay, so we have what is today? Today, man, I'm losing track of days here. All right, so Monday we came under heavy selling pressure. Investors had lots of concerns about the possible default of that major Chinese real estate company. What's it called? I think it's Evergrande. Okay, Evergrande is down like 75% year to date. They have $300 billion in debt, and they're 7 times larger than Lehman was. Ironically, Sunday I think was the 13th anniversary of the collapse of Lehman Bros. Anyway, just know this. This one thing in China, which is causing a major pullback, which has most of the major indices below their 50-day moving average right now. Hang on 1 second here, guys. I got to pause 1 second. Sorry, give me 30 seconds. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so just returning here. So just that one stock. I mean, it isn't gonna. One stock is not going to change the market as a whole for long term, right? So most major indices are pulling back to their 100-day moving average, or a 50-day moving average at least. SPY is pulled back to the 100-day moving average. You can see here, this is futures, right? You can see this really nice wedge we're forming. Now you'll notice here, I drew this top line before this had really hit. And what I did to do that was I found some other points that it connected with before the drop, okay? So this downward trend right here, you can see it hit right there, okay? That is how I determined this wedge before this turn. Now I imagine this will take it's starting to curve off already. It'll probably come down, and then we'll find out which way it's going to break out. Okay. Be careful. Overall caution is, I still preach caution in this market, just because things usually have been tending to rip right back up like crazy after they pull back. Now, this could be the start of a more significant pullback towards the 200 EMA, but we'll have to fail this 100 EMA first, and then we see. Okay, guys. I'm going to pull up the comments here. All right. Let's look at the NASDAQ real quick. Yeah, so here you can see the NASDAQ has not pulled back nearly as far. However, we might see that, right? So we have broken the 50 EMA. We've come back up, and now we're touching that, and we're testing this for resistance. Similar to this isn't futures, but similar to the futures that we're building, I imagine that this is probably looking like it's building a wedge as well. We'll see. I would imagine they'll break out together, whichever way they go. Okay. Make sure that no one's asking something in chat here quick. Nope. Okay, perfect. All right. I do have somebody asking to see some stocks here, so we'll start with those. SFIX. Stitch Fix. This is trading way below its averages. It's fallen below its 200-day moving average back at the beginning of August. And it's been a long-term downtrend, gapping up pretty big this morning, which, and looking at this, I'd say it's about time. Kind of crazy to think this is so far down from, this is really in its bottom 20%, maybe even 15% of the 52-week range. I'm not sure why Stitch Fix is so low, but let's dive in here a little bit. So you got a nice gap up this morning. I don't know if you're playing puts or calls. If you want to tell me, that's fine. Let me take a look. This did just recently kind of have a breakout, though. So here you can see we were in a down channel. Excuse me. Okay. See the down channel we were in there? We broke out on Monday. Or no, what would that have been? Would that have been Friday? That would have been 17th. So we broke out on Friday. And over the next several days, it's continued to run up. And now it looks like we're breaking out again. So what I'd watch for this morning is to hold 38.50. You got several different support levels. That's what you could really start watching, I suppose. So you got a support level right here, or a resistance level where it's sitting at right now, and you can see right there. Okay, got a support level there, which is also the 20 EMA. So right now, I'd imagine this is acting as resistance. So if this pulls back, I'd want to see it hold this line, which is at 38, 38.31. I'd like to see that hold. This is, you can see there is a support and resistance line right here, tested here, retested here. Okay. So we got some of these different support lines coming along. So like I said, I'd like to see it hold this one. And if it can break above this one and hold, that'd be even better. But like I said, it looks like this is probably acting as resistance in pre-market. We'll have to see if when the market opens, if it agrees, or if it starts to pull back, like I said. And then your key level would be, I'd want to see it hold this 38, 34, 31 range. So it can get a bounce. Otherwise, it's going to go lower. And then you're getting back to yesterday's highs. Well, they had earnings yesterday. Okay, good deal. So yeah, this is looking good. And this could be, honestly, this might be, I'd look for maybe some leap flow on this. But if their earnings are good, which I don't know why my chart's not pulling that. My chart's not showing earnings. But this could be the turnaround of where this starts to come back, okay, towards the 200 EMA. You could look for some flow and see if something's going on with that. LCID. Oh, man. Lucid Group. Be careful on this one. That is just such a steep climb. If you're in this, watch it carefully here. So you can see it was getting stuck at some resistance yesterday. It's gapping up above that right now. You can see the prices right here. So there's a previous resistance level. We'll have to see how this opens today. That's a big incline. Here you can see it. It was almost like a breakdown right there yesterday. So we'll have to see if the market agrees with this and keeps ripping, or if it's going to pull back. If it pulls back to here, if it breaks below 26.26, which is like yesterday's low, you're going back lower. Which this is actually pretty accurate here. There's a support line right here. You can see it. And then it's going down to like that 25 range. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Good work. Just keep an eye on it. Make sure you stay in the money. I don't know what your expiration is, but don't let it pull back on you, because that's, to go from $18 to $28 in a week you're at a 50% increase there. That's a big gain on a stock. You don't see that very often. Okay, let's keep moving on here. He also wants to see UPST. And UPST has been a good one to play lately. It's been having some big swings. Yesterday, perfect breakout. So I think Steady Lit played this yesterday. Actually, Steady Lit, I talked about this. So he waited till 3:0 till the break above this right here until it broke like 3:07, or where did it start? It stuttered at the other day. He wanted to see a break. Oh, this point right here. No, he said 3:08. We talked on the phone. He said he wanted to see a break above 3:08, and that's when he took it. I talked to Steady. I was like, man, really, you should have taken it like freaking right here at 3:03, 3:02, 3:03 on this first nice big candle out, and then when it continued up. I said that was a clear breakout, in my opinion. And he said, yeah, and that's just him and I trade a little different. He's looking for breaks above previous highs, whereas I'm looking at patterns and looking for breakouts there. The difference being that if I was watching this and you're trading the way I trade, you could have gotten in this $5 sooner and just had that much more profit. Okay. Now you got to watch for potential pullback. So we've hit price targets here. First price target being right here. Okay. And that's where it's probably sitting on about right now. Hang on, let me redraw that. I went a little too low. There we go. Okay. So right there. So you can see that first little hump, that was the first price target. Okay. Next, we'd go down just to the next low, which is right there. And it got just short of that, got denied, and is pulling back, sitting on this support right here now. Okay. So now when it hit a support, it went to close, it bounced a little bit. It's been bouncing in pre-market. So now we just got to see if it's going to hold that or break above there, right? That's what you'd be looking for today at least. If it breaks below this, there's not a lot of support right here. And so you see this is a, what is that? A perfect, hang on, I can't remember what the indicator's called. Let's tell you, a super trend. Okay. Super trend indicator tries to find support in the past several days. Okay. So it's got two supports actually. It shows this green line right here. You can see it stepping up. That's daily support. Okay. And then this is support a couple further days out, which you can see it's hit them right at that high. So if we break this one, we're most likely coming down to here. Okay. Not a lot of support in between there. Remember, you guys can ask questions. I have comments open on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. It'll help our new channel. I'd appreciate it. He also wants to see snow. All right. Snow here. This is last week, right? I think, but it had a breakout, a small breakout. We measure this height right here. I would imagine it didn't quite get there. Nope. It did not. It fell short of the original breakout. You can see it kept trying, but didn't get there. Failed. Now I'd wait for it to build a new pattern. I just don't see a clear pattern here yet. But this is only 1 day of trading, and I traditionally like to buy on more than 1 day patterns. But if you were looking at this in the short term, okay, you'd want to break above the 317, I would say, okay, which is yesterday's high. So I'd want to break above that. And if it breaks below 311.75, I'd be concerned it's going lower. You're going to have support here at the 20 EMA, but that's 308, let's say 308.75. Hopefully you might get, and maybe that's what's happening here, right? So we broke the 9 EMA, we caught support on the 20. Now we're testing this for resistance. If this resistance holds, we're going to go back down and test this for support again. If it doesn't hold, it's going lower. Okay, so watch those patterns. Like I said, this was in a long uptrend here. Broke out of a channel here. Nice, upward channel here. tried to consolidate and break out, but it failed, and now it's pulling back for more support. So let me see. If I had to guess, I mean, this looks like the MACD. So the MACD was trading below the zero line. It's been struggling to get above the zero line, right? And it's hovering right around it. This is that consolidation where they're fighting it out. Bears kind of won yesterday. Bulls tried to pull it back, but it looks like, I mean, if this crossover happens and it pulls it back under, the Bulls are going to lose and the Bears are going to start pushing this down. That's no. Anything else you guys want to look at? SFXID, SFXIX, LCID, UPST, Snow. We can just pull up a couple other ones real quick. Let's look at Apple. Apple looks a lot like the SPY. Hit the 100-day EMA. Have to see if that comes back. Just like the SPY, it had this is a long-term trend. We failed that, which is a bearish sign in the long term. I'd like to see that reverse, which it can, right? We can hit first price targets and fully reverse. Here it tried to break out, and then this stuff with China happened, and it totally caused it to fail and go down. Take the high of this channel right here, though, in the near term. I would bet that's where it fell to. Yep, look at that. Fell right to the 100 EMA, and that's about where it stopped. Okay, it did go a little bit lower, but it caught support and came back up. But that down break right there hit right on the 100 EMA. Love charts. Anything else you guys want to see real quick before the market opens? Let's, if there's anybody new watching, I've told you guys this before, but look at the spot. So here's that same chart. Here's that same support line. Like I said, Apple, several of those stocks, right, follow right with the SPY. Apple's one of them. But we broke this major support right here. Okay, now we're catching, and now we're going to see what happens. Caught support here. SPY was building right there. But what I wanted to show you guys was, let's go to the day chart. I've shown some of this before, so if you've already seen it, I'm sorry. But just look at this, how this has been going. I mean, this is March of 2020. This is just such a, and you can see here this channel has been getting narrower and narrower, right? A breakout was going to happen. And with a steep climb like this, the breakout was not likely to happen up, because if the breakout went up, shit, we just have a vertical. This is already so steep. So this is probably going to pull back. And then what we'd like to see is then it continue, okay? We'd just like to see it start building a new pattern. And it's been building this pattern for over a year. So come back down and widen the channel up. Just gives us more room to start playing again. But compare this. Oh, shit. There it is. Okay, so compare this. So here is February. This is where WSB came in. We've still been on up climb, but if we go to the MMTH, which shows us percentage of stocks moving above the 200-day moving average since February and March 1st, okay, end of February, March 1st, when the market got really hard, and WSB kind of after the hedge funds, we've seen a big change in the market. The indexes are showing that the market's still ripping, but this shows the market is not ripping. Only 44% of stocks are trading above their 200-day EMA or their 200-day moving average right now, which is probably their simple moving average, but that's fine. But so only 44% are moving above their 200-day moving average. That says something. Okay, at the low down here after COVID, it was down to like 4 or 5%. This is when the market tanked. So keep that in mind. And on average, before stuff happened, it usually sits, probably in the 50s to 70% in just a regular, normal, healthy market. Okay. Like I said, we got all the way up to 93%, that was unhealthy. Like I said, they've changed the game and they're pulling it back, but not the indexes aren't showing it. That's because they're buying the hedge funds up direct and not doing, they're not buying the stocks. Okay, guys, good luck today. If you need anything, holler at me in chat. I should have SMS going by the end of the week. I've gotten half of the group, a little less than half, I think I'm at like 155 people connected to the bot. I've got to keep doing the manual connections. Once we do that, I can get I can start getting things lined up for SMS again, and we can start getting lined up for the new platform. Have a good day in chat, guys. Thank you for joining. Talk to you tomorrow.
On track, now we gon' way up.